This is Powered by the Trades, a Milwaukee Tool podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pipeline 2025. I'm Andy Lambert. I am Vice President of Digital Product at Milwaukee Tool, and I'm joined by Jack Martin. Jack, want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jack Martin. We're out of southern Minnesota. I own and operate Martin Outdoor Innovations. We're a hardscape landscape company, basically specialize in retaining walls, paver patios, paver driveways, and that kind of stuff. So
Our great neighbor to the west,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So how do you like Milwaukee so far?
It's been awesome.
Well, So maybe we can just kind of start off with some basics about you and your company, but kind of just curious as to how you got started with Martin Outdoors and kind of what has taken you to where you are today.
Yeah, so basically been around the landscape excavation industry basically my whole life. My dad had bobcats growing up, skid loaders, and had his own company in California, so just always been around that kind of work. When we came to Minnesota, I worked for a landscape company there for 5 years, kind of grew up working there, became a foreman there and everything, and decided it's time to go off on my own. And so we're going on year 6 with Martin Outdoor Innovations. A lot of ups and downs, been a lot of fun. But yeah, that's kind of our background. That's how I got into it.
So if in the last 6 years, where from a size crew from when the first year you started till today, like how much have you guys grown?
So year 1, started selling jobs. I started the business, had no work lined up, kind of just went all in. I just knew I'd make it happen no matter what, and ended up getting a couple part-time guys within a few months. Then took on my first full-time guy that summer. And now we're up to, in the summertime, we're around about 12 guys, 12 to 13, 14 guys, some part-time. And then throughout the winter, we'll have like 6 to 8 full-time guys. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhat similar, but different. I got out of high school and kind of was drawn to the trades myself. So I threw myself into the electrical trades, was an electrician for 6 years, and just found that there's a lot of value and satisfaction in building, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you start from something, and build it from the ground up, and then you walk away, I get made fun of a lot, even for like DIY home projects, because I'm the guy that just, every time I do something, even if it's a little thing, I stand back and I stare at it.
Yeah,
I'm like, I did that.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of satisfaction you get, on some of these projects?
Yeah, that's why we have such a big passion for the hardscape side of things. You spend sometimes months on some of these projects, and a lot of hard work, a lot of really long days, blood, sweat, and tears, and
Yeah.
And when you get to stand back and see the final product, it just like fuels you for the next job and ready to go. So,
and you get to that end and you can look at that and it's like, hey, this is a perfect project, like we did this, but it doesn't come without challenges along the way, right? So
exactly.
When you're that first year you're starting your business to working to grow that business, I mean, what are some of the biggest challenges that you've faced in your career thus far?
I'd say, everyone says hiring, finding good labor. It hasn't been too bad finding good guys. Social media has helped us big time. One big thing we do is that's why we're here today with you guys at Milwaukee, is dialing in on social media. We film everything, and kind of show off our company culture. Mm-hmm. And so I think we've gotten a lot of younger guys that see that and they're like, we want to come work with you. So a little bit of that challenge, but social media helps with finding guys. I'd say organization, has been a big challenge. When you're young and never ran a business before and don't really have a business background or the best mentor to go back on, being organized, getting unorganized is really easy. Mm-hmm. And then that can really mess you up. So being organized is key to being successful. So that's one thing.
And to that level, is that what kind of got you to take a look at One Key from an inventory management perspective?
Yeah. So this year, or end of last year, me and my main guys kind of got together, and we kept losing tools, or things would just get unorganized. Like we'd start in the spring, we'd spend hours, or sometimes a full week. You'd spend in the shop. Okay, how can we organize better this year? What can we do to be more efficient and keep things organized? So that's when like pack outs would come in handy for us, and we'd start utilizing. Everyone's got a pack out in the truck. All the trailers are kitted out with them. we still would find at the end of the year, everything was in a different box. And scattered everywhere. And it's easy to, when you're running and gunning, trying to get work done all the time, it's easy just to throw things back and whatnot. So what we've done this year, especially this spring, so the last about 4 or 5 months, we were searching for an app specifically to organize that weekly. We could do weekly check-ins, figure out, we have got this kit, this pack out kit with X amount of tools in it. Now at the end of the week, we can go back through those kits and just make it a weekly thing of just checking in on all those boxes or the trucks or the trailers, making sure everything's still in there. So that's where One Key came in. So we literally take inventory of our entire company. I mean, we're talking trucks, trailers, everything that's in our shop. We've got some shipping containers that we outfit with materials, and we track all of that on the One Key app.
So, because as the owner of the business, I mean, you're the one writing the checks, right? And one of the things, like we take pride in being a user-first organization. So it doesn't matter what vertical it is, from the hardscape, the landscaper, the electrician, the mechanic, mechanical, plumbing, general contractor. They all have the same problem in that they're buying stuff for their business. And when you're the one writing the check for it, you want to protect that investment.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So is that kind of going in from the ownership perspective? Are you looking at how you can protect the tools and equipment that you buy to make sure that they're there for the work that needs to be done?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just tracking that on the app, protecting your investment that way, just keeping the data that you actually bought that tool, like an insurance standpoint, if something were to catch on fire or get stolen, worst case scenario, a lot of guys don't document every little tool they have. I mean, we have it down to the pliers and the screwdriver documented on the app. So we take it that far so that if something were to happen, we're covered, and we know what we had. It's been a game changer for us this year.
Yeah, and like when you search for a solution, right? You have this problem with, we want to be organized. We want to have a culture where our guys are organized too. We care about the tools and equipment that we have. You search and you found One Key. So like, where'd you go from there? How did you get started? How did you implement, the solution within your company?
So kind of like it was a team effort really with the guys. I had them looking for apps as well. And it just came back down to the One Key app, and we kind of just sat around in the shop, and it took like a full week or probably a week and a half of 2-3 of us taking pictures and documenting everything on the app. And the app specifically wasn't quite exactly like set up for this specifically. At least, like if you go on the app, there's an inventory toggle on the bottom, and then there's like a places or locations toggle on the bottom. So like the places or locations are all of our vehicles and trailers.
Yep.
And then you can take a picture, list that vehicle there, and then inside of that, you have like assigned items. So if it's toe straps or, different socket sets or just anything that you would have in your truck, daily essentials, we have that listed in there on like the places. Or then if you go into the item side of the app, it's literally every item, anything you can think of that we own is on there. And then there's another section that's kits. And that's where we list each pack out. So every pack out that we have, every box, there's a number on it. Yep. And then on that, in the kits, we've got each pack out with the number. You click on in that, it shows everything that's supposed to be in there. So it's very organized now. So you can't really mess it up. Now, back to like hiring people earlier. So when we have a new guy come in, we've got thousands of tools, and we've got multiple trailers, multiple trucks. So you got a new guy, you can't expect him to find everything right away. So now what you can do, you can go on the app and you can search that item, and it'll tell you like kit 003 has that hammer you're looking for. So then you're saving a lot of time with that. So you don't have a guy in the trailer for an hour,
Oh yeah. We've done studies where, like, if you look at from a construction, just in general terms standpoint, you have from a direct costs perspective, really there's 3 big buckets, right? You have your labor, your materials, and then your tools and equipment.
Yep.
I'm guessing even for you, your 2 biggest cost buckets are labor and materials.
Yeah.
But just think, like, if you didn't have the tools and equipment, how much could you build?
Yeah.
Probably not much at all, right?
No.
So it's like that that integral part that goes into, that allows you to build
Yeah.
and do work. So even though it's probably lowest in the cost buckets, it means so much to actually your business.
Oh yeah.
And we found, just in some like simple studies, on average, a construction company spends, an individual in a construction company could spend an hour or more a day just searching for stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So when you want to get the most out of your people, because you're trying to make a profit as a business owner, right?
Yep.
Unless you're one of those
Yeah.
business owners that doesn't want to make a profit.
Yeah.
You're trying to get the most out of your people. And at its core, as someone that might be working for you, like, they want to work. They don't want to be
Exactly.
searching around for something that
Yeah.
they need. So do you think that being more organized as a business is just making you more profitable
Oh,
at the end of the day?
100%. Yeah. I mean, we've had so many days, like my first couple of years starting out the business, where like I said, we weren't organized at all. It's all part of the learning curve. But just like an example, like a roll of landscape fabric, you thought you put it in the trailer, at the start of the week, and it comes down to the day you guys need to put the landscape fabric down around the house, go in the trailer, it's not there. So like on the app, we assign, like, say 5 rolls to the trailer. Every time someone goes missing, or we use one up, we mark it as missing, and then I would get a notification for that. So now we don't ever have to run into the issue of, landscape fabric day where we always have it, or we know, the week before, hey, we used it all up on the last job, so I got to order more. So yeah, that makes the efficiency way better. Otherwise, some days we're traveling an hour away for job sites. So if you forget what you need and you got to drive an hour away and then
Find
hour
the first
back,
store you can that has the fabric.
and you've already bought that. Normally if you're buying in bulk, you're saving money there too. So when you got to go to the store to buy it, now you're losing more money, and now there's just less time being efficient on the job site. So yeah, efficiency helps pay the bills.
Because
for
people
sure.
aren't clocking off in order to go and get something that wasn't on the truck that should have been, right? Because you're still paying them.
Yeah, it's not your laborer's fault that you didn't supply the material for them for that day. So,
and it's one of Milwaukee Tool in general. We think of ourselves as solution providers. We're very user centric, and it's not just about having the best tool for the job, but it's also from the storage solutions with pack out, making it easier to stay organized. But then on the digital side, it's really getting into the operations side of your business. Like, how do we make you more efficient and more productive and safer on the job site?
Yeah.
And, I think the unique thing for us is we have the ability to manufacture these things, right?
Oh yeah.
But we also have the ability to develop software, that can get into the organization side of your business and provide added, value through that type of solution. So it seems like how you've decided to roll this out has been working very well for your organization, but we're not satisfied with just that, right? It's in our DNA, it's in our culture.
Oh, yeah.
We're never satisfied. We're always looking for the next thing. And I think that's what's exciting for us here at Pipeline 2025 is just taking that to the next level. And there's some key themes that we really want to drive within OneKey as an inventory management platform. And that's, we know that people want to be able to communicate better between the field and their back office. We know that people want to drive accountability over the tools and equipment that your business is buying and visibility of where those things are. So that's what kind of led us to launch what we call the role-based dashboards. Because how you've kind of configured the system today to give you those alerts and things, we want to make that more easier and really start to automate a lot of that, right?
Yeah.
There's a ton of power in data, and I think you're realizing some of that now. Like, hey, if we leverage this system, we can be more proactive. Instead of being reactive to the conditions of doing work. So with these role-based dashboards, it's the ability to, the guy that's running that truck, right? He can open it up and be like, okay, this is everything I have on my truck. Maybe a tool needs to come in for service. How do I get out in front of that? Do I have what I need before I leave for the day? What if you're tracking tools and equipment? What hasn't been seen lately? And then in the back office side, they can open up their dashboard and see all the alerts that they're getting from the guys in the field. So maybe I need to get more fabric, like the example that you had, all the way down to the management side. So it's really kind of us continuing to invest in those 3 things: communication, accountability, and visibility over the stuff that you're buying, really protecting your investment.
Yep.
So hopefully, we can continue to do more of that. But, just kind of curious, you've started your business, you're 6 years in, you knew you had to become more organized. You're getting more organized, but what's next? Like, as the business owner, where do you see the next frontier for you, and ways that we can help support or even leverage technology?
I mean, I really think we got a good start with what we're doing, but we're not the best at it. So just really getting better each and every day at the core things that we're doing. Like I said, like the organization thing, it's so key in business, and especially as a landscaper, it's so easy to get unorganized. So,
Yeah.
I mean, next few years, that's just we're going to keep focusing on, keep being organized. Yeah, I'd say that's probably one of our main, that was our one of our main issues. Like we were just wasting so much time, and we still lack a little bit right now.
Right.
But this app is helping us big time. So, I mean, as of right now, that's our main focus. Just keep getting better, and that's all you can do.
I mean, that's a good mindset to have.
Yeah.
I mean, if not, you wouldn't be growing your business the way you're doing. And it looks like, just in general, you're leveraging technology to grow your business in many different ways.
Yeah, you got to this day and age.
Yeah, and it's working for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even on the social side, I mean, how is that impacting your business in general?
Oh, that's literally
Are you
what
turning down work right now?
Yeah, yes. And I know there's some guys that say they aren't, but I mean, we could be as busy as we want to be, and it's stemmed back to social media. I mean, it's the brand that we've built over the last 6 years. It started from day one. We focus on that big time, social media, and growing our brand. So anyone that's not doing that, you got to start. Especially if you're in the landscape industry, I see a lot of guys that start doing it, for the first month or two they're in business, and then they stop. That's why I'm here today with you guys at this event, is through social media, and everything we've done on there. So the power of social media is huge.
So you're taking a different approach than when you were younger, in the business. It's clearly working for you. What do you think is different today than 15 years ago, 20 years ago plus?
Well, I'm 26, so
Okay, so we
20
don't have
years
to go back
ago,
that
I
far.
don't know.
Let's go back 10 years ago.
Different.
By the way, congratulations for being 26.
Yes,
and
thanks.
starting your business when you were 20 and growing it to this level, and now being at Pipeline.
Yeah, we like to stay busy.
Yeah, that's good. But if you're running a business different than your dad would, right?
Yeah.
And so was it just trying things out?
It would be
and seeing if it sticks.
I'd say like automating things and like getting with the times and utilizing technology for the business.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference. They didn't have Instagram and Facebook to advertise their business. They didn't have apps like One Key to be able to organize their business. So that's probably the big difference from the last 10 years is the automation. That's going to be key in the next few years too. Just automate as much as you can, with AI and everything. You can take advantage of those. There's little things that we've been looking at with utilizing AI in our business too. So there's just always something. You got to stay with the technology and keep growing as technology grows. Grow with it.
Yeah, you can't be scared of it, right?
Yeah,
And I think it's a different mentality. It's a different way of thinking, and quite honestly, it's like you have to adapt to that.
Yeah.
Or die. It's kind of like, I hate to use that term, but we're only going to be leveraging technology more and more.
Oh yeah.
And by utilizing this technology, we're collecting a wealth of data, and that allows us to do things with machine learning and AI. Because I'm guessing at 26 years old, being a business owner, you don't want to have your guys out there on the job site doing what you love doing, and you stuck behind a desk managing paperwork and writing checks for bills and things like that.
Yeah.
Has this level of organization and technology allowed you to be more involved in the business itself?
Yeah, it's becoming like that. I'd say like the last 2 years, I was starting to get out of the field more and more, and I missed it big time, because that's why I started this business, because that's what I love to do. So yeah, leveraging technology now, trying to make the back end run smoother on its own. Essentially, that's the dream. So stay out of the office and get on the job site is ideal. So yeah, that's technology's helping with that.
Let's do a hypothetical, and not to put you on the spot. And I don't want this to be too challenging of a question, but let's say you didn't adopt one key or any technology to stay organized, what do you think the impact would be on your business not having the tech versus having the tech?
I mean, losing tens of thousands of dollars, really.
Really?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I said, we'd spend sometimes weeks or even like a month pre-season, pre-busy season, getting ready for stuff. So utilizing one key, having everything organized now, like next spring when we do kind of like a reset of all the tools and cleanup and everything, it should literally take us under a day to do it all. We'll be able to fly through everything that's on the list, check every kit, every truck. This is what's supposed to be in there. If we're going to add stuff, then we'll add stuff. But if it was 2 weeks of work with 4 or 5 of us working at it, that's tens of thousands of dollars in payroll. And then getting on the job site when you're unorganized, like I said, some of those days of forgetting something, that's thousands of dollars. So yeah.
So it's making a meaningful impact to you.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're a happy end user for one key. Is that
Oh, yeah.
what I'm getting?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it helps you stay profitable. And the little,
Right.
the smallest things that people don't think about, though. It's
Yeah.
easy for someone to forget about that kind of stuff.
And just get stuck on the boring side of business. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I've started this business because this is something I love doing, but now that I've started this business, I'm forced behind a desk.
Yeah.
And I'm, paying the bills and paying the paychecks, and everyone else gets to be out there doing fun. But you've also differentiated yourself, in your line of work, right, in your industry, by doing things the right way. And there has to be a uniqueness to that. Like I'm sure you have a lot of competitors out there, but you're now in a position where you can pick and choose the jobs that you work on.
Yeah.
What led you to that? I mean, were you
Be able
just
to-
frustrated by seeing bad work?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just obsessed with like the jobs we do. Really, that's why we sell so well. Like if I'm out, the customer just sees my passion for it, and that's why we're able to close the deals that we close so easily. So yeah, I mean, just my parents were great mentors growing up. We never half-assed anything. He was always do it to its full potential and do it right. My grandpa as well. He was a great mentor on that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, learn from them, and just having the passion for it. We want to leave a product that customers, if we're building a patio, we've replaced so many crappy patios, someone that's been installed incorrectly, and I just hate wasting somebody's money, having to come back and redo it. So, we try to drill that into our guys' heads too, when we're installing, like, don't cut corners. Like, it's not what we do as a company. Do everything to the fullest. I think I was talking to you last night about a soil correction that we had to do on a patio. Like, we had to dig 6 feet deep to do a soil correction underneath a small paver patio. Most people think we're crazy for doing that, but those are the little things, little details that we look for and do, and that's what keeps us busy.
You want people to trust you. You want to build equity within your
Yeah.
company's name, right?
Exactly.
Like you're known for doing work right.
Yep.
Do you think that, when you show up on a job site and you pull out the red Milwaukee tools, people are looking out their window like instantly, they're like, oh yeah, these guys are for real.
Oh yeah.
These are the pros.
Yeah. We're dragging out like 30 pack out boxes, so they know what's up.
It's like, oh, we called the right guys to do this.
Yep. We get compliments on that all the time.
Yeah, I believe it. And like there's been shifts in our industry, right? Even as a tool provider, from corded tools to cordless tools.
Yep.
Obviously, you're using cordless tools, from Milwaukee, and you're also probably working in somewhat remote areas at times, or you don't have power. It's just another example of, from a total solutions provider, we're starting to get more intelligence with the connected tools. I don't know if you saw the backpack blower that we just launched.
That makes you feel
with one key.
Yeah, I got one.
You have one?
Oh yeah.
Have you used the app with it at all?
Not yet.
Okay.
We haven't had long enough to really go through it all
You
yet.
should check it out, because this is the first tool where we're actually starting to get a lot more rich utilization data off of it. So you can actually see total hours worked with that tool,
Really?
as well as battery power management. How much power you have, how much power you have left, on it, as well as how much you've used. So that when you're actually starting to tool up for a job, you're like, okay, for this job we need this many batteries are fully charged, and we can get through that day. It'll give us, the run time that we need, as well as the ability to connect up to the tool and change the modes to say, like, hey, I don't want my guys overly using this blower. Like, we can actually dial it back because it's spring cleanup,
Yep.
we don't need that much power.
Yep.
Just to get more life out of the battery too. So you'll be seeing a lot more, from how we leverage connectivity. When we launched, it was about, hey, we want you to protect your tool. So if it's stolen, you can secure it, you can lock it out. You can also see where it's at from a location services perspective. But now we're getting much more into some of those rich, complex use cases. And hopefully you find a benefit, that within your business.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't know that was a thing till now. So
I see.
Yeah,
I'm glad we were able to sit down and
I can see a lot of benefits to that. See, that's another reason why we choose Milwaukee tools specifically, is just the level that you guys go. You push everything to its limits, and you're always coming out with literally the best stuff. So,
and you have to keep us honest too.
Oh yeah.
Like that's, you can call me anytime that you want, but we don't want to develop new products behind four walls, right?
Yeah.
Like we want to be out there with you and actually understand your challenges and your pain points. We do a lot of observational research where it's like, we want to be out there watching you guys, and we could come back and be like, hey, Jack, what if we were able to provide this type of solution?
Yeah.
How is that going to help you? But I think in general, with technology continuing to advance, like we're only going to see more and more technology, right? And it's even myself in my position, kind of overseeing the OneKey digital product, technology advances so fast. And, we're now in the age of machine learning and artificial intelligence. We're obviously looking at ways of utilizing that technology to benefit you, the user. So, one good example of that was our latest hammer drill drivers. And I don't know if you use those on your projects, but we have auto stop technology.
Yep.
So where that's the first tool that we leverage machine learning, where we realize that, hey, we have a lot that we can play with in terms of driving innovation. So we have the battery technology, we have the motor technology, we have the electronics packages and tool, and we actually realized, like, hey, we put data histograms on these tools. We're collecting a ton of data from the drills and impacts that are out there today. What if we created a machine learning algorithm that could leverage that data to anticipate a bind-up situation before you do?
Yeah.
And then embed that algorithm on it so that the user of the drill, all they need to worry about is how to use the drill. The drill itself will keep them safe.
Yep.
So we want to find more and more of those use cases of how we can use machine learning and artificial intelligence in ways that benefit you, the user.
Yeah.
So, as you're out there, doing work and you have ideas, like, we want those, right? You just send them our way.
So that same technology, will that be going into, like, it's in the blower now, will that be going into all the MX Fuel tools essentially, or
so
like every tool, or?
OneKey is automatically put in every MX Fuel product.
Yep.
So you'll always see the OneKey tag on those tools, and especially the larger battery packs. We also have OneKey in. And from a visibility standpoint, it's critical that if you have a tool with OneKey, add it to your inventory by connecting up to it, because now you've taken tool ownership of it. So I'm not saying that this will happen, but if your blower grew legs and walked away, you could actually have the ability to recover it because of our crowdsourced BLE network.
Yep.
And have you looked into the location services side?
We've used a little bit of it. Yeah.
Okay. Have you found benefit with it?
Not as much as we should yet, but
yeah,
definitely there's definitely benefit to it. I mean, just being able to track it all.
And I think, I told you some stories, but you have a bunch of trailers that, I mean, if you had to put an estimate, well, maybe on a podcast, I don't want to tell you how much valuable those trailers are.
It's a lot.
But if a trailer was stolen, like, that would hit your business pretty hard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We have a lot of end user, success stories where trailers and even vehicles have been stolen. And normally you have no chance of recovery, unless someone happens to see a license plate, right?
Yeah.
But they have a fighting chance because it's being tracked by OneKey and that crowdsourced Bluetooth tracking network. And, we had that one story where we were able to actually locate a trailer that was stolen, and it was up in northern Wisconsin, of all places, right? Where you'd be like, I don't know if our BLE network's going to be all that solid up there, but, apparently it is.
Yeah.
So it's not just that, but the aftermarket tracking tags. Like, I don't think you've played around with those.
We haven't, not yet. No.
You could just,
But after
you know,
hearing the jet ski story last night,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to get a few on the trailers now.
You might as well.
Yeah.
You know, not that I'm trying to sell you on product, but you know, I'm trying to help your business.
Yeah,
Jack.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm your business consultant here.
Exactly.
So, where do you see technology going in the future in general? Just broad strokes. You know, you're 26 years old. You're still tuned in.
As far as like the tool industry
Any
or
aspects,
industry.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I mean, have you started using drones
Yeah. I mean, for
for like marketing purposes?
marketing purposes, we do. Yeah, we've been using them for a couple of years.
Yeah. You know, you could start getting into surveying. You know,
Yeah.
with those drones, lidar.
Yeah. I've seen some of that. We don't utilize any of that stuff though. So
That's too fancy.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that.
yeah, we're just landscapers.
Not just landscapers. That's hard work.
Oh yeah.
Hardscape, hard work.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Right.
It is very hard work, but we try to utilize technology, the best we can to make that work easier on our bodies. You know, so I mean, we're always investing into anything we can that'll make it easier on the guys. At the end of the day, we want to go home and not limp home because your knees and your back hurt so bad. So, I mean, anything technology-wise or tool-wise, anything we can invest into to make our day easier, we're definitely buying.
You're going to get in.
Oh yeah.
And that's that's what we mean when we say like, hey, we want to be a solutions provider from when you wake up in the morning to when you go to bed at night.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to how do you get home safe, right? You're doing hard work in challenging scenarios, and like we talked about last night, you're willing. And I don't think it's because you're crazy. You just see the opportunity. You're willing to do work that a lot of companies aren't willing to do.
Yeah.
Right. And that comes into some of the slopes that you're working on.
Yep.
And, that makes you unique, but it's got to stress you out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, like I'm, as the business owner, I'm not only responsible for my business, but I'm responsible for these guys getting it home.
Yep.
So you want to put the right solutions,
At their fingertips.
at their disposal,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's cool. So like you see your business continuing to grow. It sounds like you feel like One Key, we can help you, continue to do that.
Oh yeah. I think everybody out there, I mean, every industry needs to utilize it. But it really helps landscape industry. Just a lot of guys could utilize that system.
And the challenges that you faced and understanding like, hey, this is what it means to my business to not be organized. That's no different for any other industry in the built world, right?
Yeah.
Like you could easily relate that to an electrician,
Oh, 100%.
a plumber, anyone with vehicles.
Yeah, anyone in the trades.
Anyone in the trades.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, I think we're kind of getting close to the end here. Like any closing thoughts on your end, like things that you feel like we could learn from your experience and how you rolled out One Key, or just keep doing good work?
I mean, you're making a great update to it already. So that was going to be my one thing I was going to talk about. I would keep the inventory thing in mind as you guys move forward, being able to track inventory of materials, not just tools, everyday items that we're using nonstop, restocking, being able to talk from the field to the office. That's going to be huge for everybody. If we keep moving in that direction, it's going to be a game changer for a lot of us.
We'll have your back no matter what.
Awesome.
You know that. So we can allow you to stay out there and have fun doing the work that you love doing.
Yeah.
But in general, we appreciate your partnership. I think there's a lot that you've been able to do to propel your business, and leveraging the solutions that we provide,
100%.
and continue to grow your business. And, we'll take those lessons, and I think it can be applied to anyone that's listening to this and is in the built world, whatever industry that they're in. And we're here to be a partner, throughout that process.
Yeah.
So, thank you for your time and thank you for being a user.
Yeah. Thanks for having me here. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. I appreciate the time, Jack. And we'll let you get on with your day.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, brother.
Yeah. Thank you.
We'll talk soon.
Yeah.